What's going on, guys? I know I'm overdue for a video, so I figure I'll bring you one. Um, this deck's pretty original. It's actually really good. I encourage any of you guys to test it out for yourselves because I really think this is a great deck to be playing right now with the way the meta is. It's based around this guy. It's the last warrior from another planet. If you don't know his effect, it's when it's special summoned, you destroy all monsters you control except him. And then its effect is neither player can normal summon, flip summon, or special summon any monster. So all you can do is set, which is pretty good. So if you have him up and you protect him, I mean, you're most likely going to win the game. But I'll get more into that later. I just wanted to show you that this is what the deck's based around. And let me get to the deck list itself real fast. I'm just going to run through it, and then I'm going to go back and explain card choices and stuff, alright? So it plays 2 Zombier of the Dark, which is one of the pieces for the Last Warrior. Plays 2 Mariakutai, which is the other piece for the Last Warrior. Plays 3 King of the Swamp, because it can be used as a substitute for either of those pieces. Plays Stratos, 3 Prisma, a Clayman, don't laugh, it's actually kind of tight, and I'm playing 3 Cyber Dragons. That's it for monsters. So there's not many monsters, but it's all good because there's lots of tutoring and stuff. I play a Terraforming and 3 Fusion Gate. This makes the deck what it is. I'll get into some reasons why. I'm just going through the list right now. I play a Polymerization. I play 3 Emergency Calls. I should be playing 2 Emergency Calls and a Reinforcement, but I was too lazy to find a Reinforcement, so I'm playing 3 Emergency Calls right now. I play 3 Upstart Goblins. I play 3 Forbidden Lance. I have 2 Proxies right here, and one of the real card. I play 3 Forbidden Chalice as well. And then I play a Book of Moon, 2 Crossouts, Trunade, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. That's it for the spells. Your traps are just 3 Royal Decree. Okay? I'm going to go through the important fusions real quick. It's Last Warrior, Shining, Absolute Zero, and one of the other pretty good fusions in here, and I'll explain it, is Elemental Hero Rampart Blaster. And then it also plays the Cyber Dragon fusions because I play a playset of Cyber Dragons. Alright, so let me go over a couple combos real quick. Let me see. If you can get this set up with a Forbidden Lance set, you're most likely going to win the game. Because if you have this set up, think about it. What's your opponent's out? Dark Hole. That's 1 card. Maybe Book of Moon, but not all decks are even playing Book of Moon right now. So really you can just figure out Dark Hole. And if you have the Forbidden Lance set when they play Dark Hole, you're just going to be able to sit there and wait. Neither player can summon, but if you play Forbidden Chalice on your Last Warrior on your turn, it negates his effect for the turn. And then you can drop as many monsters as you want. Usually it's the Shining or Absolute Zero or Rampart Blaster or something like that. So Chalice is a very good card in this deck. Even if you don't have Last Warrior, it's going to serve as like an effect veiler for you if you have it set. You can play it on your opponent's turn to get a monster's effect, screw over their plan. It's pretty good. So you need to play a playset of these. You need to play a playset of each of the Lance and the Chalice. The Lance just to protect your Last Warrior. Book of Moon also serves the same purpose. If you can flip this guy face down, you can then summon monsters, then flip summon them, and then your monsters stay. Which is pretty sweet. So, it's pretty easy. The deck plays 40 cards even. Plays 3 Upstart Goblins because Pot of Duality really would screw over the whole deck. Because you want to drop a first turn Last Warrior if possible. And Duality would stop that. So I think Upstart Goblins is a pretty good card in that slot. It's like you're playing a 37 card deck instead of a 40 card deck. I think this is actually a 41, and I need to tweak it a little bit. Really, all of this video is is I want you guys to be able to see what the combos are for the deck and why the deck is so good. But playing Upstart will basically let you play a 37 card deck instead of a 40 card deck, so it increases your chances of hitting Last Warrior first turn. Let me get into Fusion Gate. For those of you who don't know, for Fusion Gate, your opponent cannot Solemn Judgment or Solemn Warning the Fusion Summon brought out by this. They'll have to stop the activation of that. And Solemn Warning can't even stop the activation of this. So if you play that, really all they can do is either A, Solemn Judgment it, which is kind of a big Solemn Judgment, especially if they don't know what they're playing against, or B, they'll have to Mystical Space Typhoon it. And again, not even all decks play Mystical Space Typhoon. So usually, Fusion Gate's a pretty safe play to just play, drop your Last Warrior, sit on it. Your opponent can load up their entire field with face-down monsters because you do not want to attack into a Raikou or a Fossil or anything like that. So that kind of screw you over. So that's why you play your Noblemans. And that's why you play Elemental Hero Rampart Blaster. It goes along with the Clayman. You can just sit on Rampart Blaster and Last Warrior and just attack direct. And I play this over Reaper on the Nightmare because Clayman is searchable. That's really the only reason. And he's in defense, so he's not vulnerable to Mirror Force if you don't have this. I mean, that's kind of minor, but yeah. Let me see what else I can say about the deck real quick. It's a lot of fun to play. It's really easy to drop the Shining. Really easy to drop the Shining because your Prismas are light. And you can recycle your Prismas and all that jazz, which is cool, so you can keep dropping more and more Shinings. Zero is pretty easy to drop because you can use your Mariakutai or your King of the Swamp as your water. And there's that. Let me go over a couple of the monsters real quick. Zombier is really not even a bad draw. He's a 4-star, can't attack direct, but he's 2100, which can get over quite a bit. And then after he kills a monster in battle, he's still 1900. So, that can get over quite a bit. And if he kills another one, he goes down to 1700. Every time he kills a monster in battle, he loses 200 attack. But at least for 2 monsters, he should be pretty good. A pretty good just floating monster. This guy is just in there to be part of his fusion material. He has an okay effect, I guess. Like, if you're sitting on Last Warrior and you haven't wasted your normal and you have chaliced it and drop all this other stuff, if you can normal him, that's pretty good. Because his effect is, you can only play during your opponent's turn, and it's when your opponent activates a spell card, you can attribute it to negate it. So, that's pretty good, especially if you have Decree up. I mean, they can't summon, they can't play traps, and then you can negate their spell with that. I mean, that's always a good idea. I play the 1 Polymerization because you can search it out with King of the Swamp. So, that's the only reason, and it gives you an extra option. So far, it's been testing alright, actually. I kind of like it. I mean, I don't like Poly because you minus yourself so much, but the fact that you can search it, and if you can drop Last Warrior with a protection card, I don't really care how much I minus myself. The only con of playing the deck so far is sometimes the games turn into kind of long games when you're on this, and you're waiting on your Chalice, or waiting on your Book of Moon so you can drop more monsters so you can push. You just got to be careful when you're attacking, because if you attack into a Raikou or something that can get rid of this, it's gonna suck. Just put it that way, because by that time your opponent has their resources built up and they can probably push. So unless you can either A, get around all that stuff, or B, after the battle phase, drop another Last Warrior, then I would honestly wait until you can Nobleman, or if you can clear the field with Absolute Zero, or play Dark Hole and chain Forbidden Lance on your Last Warrior and hit for 15-50. Like, just wait. Be smart about how you play the deck. But if you think about it, the way that I was thinking about it is if you have Last Warrior and Royal Decree up, they're going to have 1, maybe 2 outs main decked. That's it. So you're going to be able to wait and draw into your resources, draw into your push, and go for game. So that's the deck, guys. I hope you liked it. Um, yeah, I'm planning on playing this for a little while because it's a ton of fun. It absolutely wrecks Tengu plants, beats Samurais. It beats pretty much the whole meta right now, actually. I mean, every deck has to summon monsters, and every deck plays less and less traps as like outs, other than Solemn Warning, which doesn't even hurt the deck. Also, Effect Veiler doesn't even hurt him. I mean, you can only do that on my turn anyway, so really all you're doing is helping me drop more monsters. So, yeah, I mean, there's just so much good things about this deck. Um, I just went over the main fusions. You can play a couple other ones. I mean, I play a Thunder Giant, and I play Fortress Dragon, and the Cyber End Dragon, the Cyber Twin Dragon, and then I play a Catastor, a Brionac, a Black Rose, and a Scrap Dragon, just in case I have Monster Reborn and can synchro with one of my guys. So, yeah. Any questions, comments, leave them below. I'll be glad to get back to you, and later, guys.